Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? You know, I always wanted to do a review of PlayStation Now, like a proper review. I kind of touched on it a little bit in my older videos before I was known as Mr. 4K Upscaler, when I was under Video Games Galaxy, I had different names on my channel a couple of years ago, and I did a kind of, I think you can still find that video. I did kind of a review. But now, since I had PlayStation Now for a long time, and the updates that they put up on it, and the bunch of games, I think 450 games that they put on there, with bunch of, if not all of the exclusive PlayStation 3 games that they put on there, I'm going to try to kind of give it a proper review. And I'll tell you what I like about it, and I'll tell you what I don't like about it. But let's start with the things that I do like. As you can see on the screen right now, this is Dark Souls 2. And you would be mistaken that I am streaming this. If I told you that I'm streaming this, you would probably say, no, man, you have a PlayStation 3 hooked up somewhere. You know, you basically wouldn't believe me. And but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to close this right now. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to go back to PlayStation Now menu. One of the cool things about PlayStation Now is they have really good servers. And I do mean like really, really good servers. They run really fast, which I'm going to show it to you in a minute here. And the quality will depend really on your internet speed. I have a really high-end internet speed. I have somewhere between 150 to 180 Mbps, megabits per second. Now, this is the menu screen right here. As you can see, they got Dark Souls 2, Red Dead Redemption, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 was just released. They even have the old Mortal Kombat, Mafia 2, WWE 2K15, NBA 2K14, Injustice, Beyond, Batman, Tomb Raider, Saints Row. They even have Undead Nightmare, which is pretty cool. Sonic Generations. They got a bunch of games. Street Fighter, Ultra 4, God of War. They got a bunch of games, man. Like 450 plus games. They even have this game as well, Dead to Rights, which is one of my... I like this game. I know the game didn't do so well, but I liked it. It has that, like, a John Woo style to it feel. You know, like a Hong Kong style of movies, action Hong Kong movies, man. Hong Kong movies, action Hong Kong movies are pretty cool, man. If you into the Hong Kong action movies. And here, let's say I click on this game. It really doesn't take that much to start the game. But all of this will depend based on your internet speed. You know, I'm using a wired Ethernet connection, which I highly recommend everyone to use the wired internet connection to play PlayStation Now. All right, it's preparing a game. The longest I have waited was 2 minutes. You know, here it's only under a minute. That happened maybe once in a while. I have to wait for like 2 minutes for the game to start, depending on what type of game it is. But it's still nothing to complain about, you know. For the most time, the server runs good. You know, the quality on the server is really good. Like right now, I mean, if you look at this, you really would be mistaken whether or not I'm playing this on PlayStation 3 or whether I'm streaming it. If I told you that I was streaming this, you would probably say, no, man, you're not streaming this. You're probably playing a PlayStation 3 somewhere in the back. It's hooked up to it. If some random person walked in and looked at this and say, hey, man, where's your PlayStation 3? You know what I mean? I mean, it's really that good. And out of all the streaming services, I would say that PlayStation Now has the best streaming games on there. You can even play it on your PC. Like it's that good. You can play it on your PC, You can play in most of the TVs, smart TVs. You can play. I can even play it on a Samsung. I don't even have to use my PlayStation 4 to play this. I can use my Samsung KS8000 app and play it from there. Here, let's just play a little bit. Let's start the new story. Let's just go through a little bit, like new story. Let's do it. And it really looks good. What you're seeing on the screen is exactly what I'm seeing, and it really looks great, man. I'll play as a cadet, man. I don't want to die too quick, too fast. So I'm going to try some other games as well, too. This is going to be a long video. I just want to show you, like, I want to do like a proper review to show you, not just talk about it, but just to show you how it works, how long it takes to load. I'm not one of those YouTubers that like to video edit shit. I like to show it to you in a real time, so you can see it in a real time. I don't like to put any fancy music or fancy video editing. I just want you to see it in real time. I mean, this is an old game, so don't expect the graphics to look super high-end, you know. I mean, when this game came out, I kind of liked it, man, you know. It's like a cheesy B action movie type of a game, man, you know. And plus, I love dogs, man, so that's why I was really attracted to this game, because, you know, as you guys can see right here, let me move my camera, that was my dog, my German Shepherd, right here. Right there, you know, he passed away a long time ago. He had a bone cancer, spinal cancer, I'm sorry, and he passed away. But as you can see, the game runs pretty. I mean, is there lag? It depends, honestly. You know, people ask me about a lag. I did notice a little bit of lag when this is being upscaled to 4K, but when you turn it to 1080p, there's less lag. But that lag really will be depending on your internet speed. Like, what kind of internet speed do you have? If you're using a wired internet connection, then the lag is not going to be that bad, you know. Input lag. I mean, look, there's going to be input lag. You streaming this, so. But it's not that bad, you know. It's not like to the point where you can't play it, you know. All right, let's get him. There you go. Got the son of a bitch. All right, so let's go ahead and quit this. Yes, we're gonna try another game. And then you can go click the PlayStation button. You can close the game, and you can go back to the menu, and from there you can try another game. I already have one game here that I put it on there. I think I have. Let me see. Yeah, like this one, the House of the Dead 4. I click on it, and you know, this game works the best if you have that light gun, you know. Hold on a second. I was out of focus for a little bit there. Sorry about that. Now we're back on the focus. Like I said, there's a little wait. Maybe a minute. Like the longest I waited was 2 minutes. But overall, it's not a big deal, honestly, you know. And again, it depends on your internet connection. Like the experience of PlayStation Now really depends on your internet connection. And I have tried NVIDIA GeForce streaming, and I wasn't really impressed. I have tried GameFly, I wasn't impressed. But with PlayStation Now, I was really impressed with their streaming and their quality and their server. They have a really good server. My only complaint about PlayStation Now are two things, honestly. The price, which is $20 a month, I don't know about that. If it was like $10 a month, I think it would be much more feasible. And another complaint that I have, where's all the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games? If they can bring all of the classic PlayStation 1 games like Metal Gear, Resident Evil, and all of the classic PlayStation 2 games like Gran Turismo and Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, and all these other cool games that came out. If they can do that, that would be awesome, you know. But as you can see, it loads up pretty fast, you know. Alright, so let's do one level here. The quality is really good for streaming, and look, just to show you like the input lag, I mean, it's really not that bad. Let's click free play, hold on. Let's do a story select, start the game here, just so you guys can see it.
Our backup hasn't arrived yet.
Might be a terrorist attack. Keep your eyes open.
Think this could take the door down?
Man, I miss these old cheesy games.
Ground's shaking. What the heck is going on outside?
But looks pretty cool, man. Honestly, the quality, you guys have to remember, I'm streaming this on a 65-inch upscale to 4K TV. And the lag, it's like barely inexistent. Now, if I was playing this on a 1080p monitor, I'm sure the lag would be like 0 with a wired internet connection, because I have a really high-end internet connection. So the quality really, here, let me do it. Yeah, I just want to show you the lag, that there's barely any input lag, man. Obviously, if I had a light gun, this would be much better. But really, I mean, it's like you playing a PlayStation 3. Honestly, I mean. Like I said, my two complaints, as I said earlier, are the price point. I mean, $20 a month, like, okay, I would be okay with $20 a month if they were giving me a PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games. Then I wouldn't mind, okay, you know, if they gave me that opportunity to have those games. And my advice to PlayStation, Sony, is please bring the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 games, add them together with the PlayStation 3 games. If they can do that, man, then the PlayStation Now is going to be, I wouldn't mind spending $20 on that. But for now, all you can get is the PlayStation 3 games. But you know, the quality again will depend on your internet connection. You know, the faster internet you have, the better. And I highly recommend that you use Ethernet port. You know, let's go here. I highly recommend that you use the Ethernet port. I mean, the lag is really non-existent, man. Look right here. Look, barely any lag, man. Barely any input lag. And yes, I'm running this in a game mode, but that has nothing to do with it because this is being streamed from a server somewhere. I'm just showing you this so you know that they have a really good server. I mean, look at that. Alright, it's enough of that. Let's go exit. Let's close the game. Let's go try something else. Let's try a... hold on. Let's try Dark Souls 2. Let's do that really quick. Let's see how Dark Souls 2 runs on it. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys want to see how it works on PlayStation Now. And the reason I'm doing my review like this, it's instead of me talking about it, I want to show it to you. I just showed you there's barely any input lag. I just showed you it takes under a minute to load. On some cases, depending on the game, might take up to 2 minutes, but that's, you know, some games might take up to 2 minutes, and that barely happens, honestly. Here we're under 1 minute, and here we go. It's gonna start anytime now. But all of this will depend on your internet provider service. You know, if you have a good internet service provider, if you have a high-speed internet, and you're using a wired cable connected to your Ethernet port in back of your PlayStation 4 or your TV, because if you have a Samsung KS8000, you don't need a PlayStation 4. You just need to download the app, and you're good to go. That's it. And you use your PlayStation Network, you know, membership plus to use it, and that's it. Which, I mean, your PSN ID. You got to have your PSN network ID to log in onto a app. And you can also play this on your PC as well. If you have a PC or you have whatever, you know, a laptop, you can play it on laptop. Alright, so let's just wait for this to load up. Alright, here we go. The game has loaded up. Let's start Dark Souls 2. Let's start the new game. Accept, yes, of course. Yes, I accept all of it. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna start a new game. Subtitles gonna be on, blood on, okay. Alright, let's start. New game. Alright, good. Okay. Alright, the game is loading. Saving system data. And the quality is really nice, man, on PlayStation Now.
A murky, forgotten land.
Even the audio is pretty good, man.
A place where souls may mend your ailing mind.
I mean, honestly, if I was to, like, if I walked into somebody's place right now and I saw this, I would say, hey, man, where's your PlayStation 3? It looks that good. So this is why I say PlayStation Now is the best streaming service out of all the services out there. You know, the first company that started this was OnLive. OnLive was the one that started it. And at the beginning, they started okay, but I knew that the guy was going to sell the company, sell the stock, and I knew that the OnLive's gonna go down the drain, and you know I knew that. That's why I quit. I didn't bother anymore with the OnLive. With PlayStation Now, I think what they've done, it's pretty cool here. They're using one of the best servers out there, and you can tell that they have one of the best servers because look at the quality here. I mean, look how quickly it loads. There's barely any slowdowns, barely any input lag. Nvidia sucks, man. Nvidia is trying too hard to get their GeForce streaming with barely any games, man. Barely any games. You know, they don't have that many games. And PlayStation has all of their exclusives libraries from, you know, PlayStation 3. My only complaint was that I wanted to see more of a PlayStation 1. If they can bring aboard PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games, all of the classics from Metal Gear to, you know, Silent Hill and Gran Turismo, Ace Combat, all of these games, man. If they can bring all of them, Crash Bandicoot and all of that, they can bring it in to PlayStation Now, then man, to me that would justify the $20, you know. But here, let me show you that really input lag. It's really not that big. I mean, there might be a little bit, maybe, you know, a little bit of input lag, but not to the point where you can't control it. This is pretty darn good for a streaming game, you know. For a streaming game, this is more than enough for you to play. And it runs good, man. It runs smooth, no issues, no problems. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, but let's see. And the quality is good too, man. Considering I'm streaming this on a 4K TV, 65-inch 4K TV, upscaled. You know, this has to be upscaled, obviously, because otherwise, you know, I wouldn't be able to see this full screen. Now, if I was to run this on a 1080p monitor with a, you know, lower screen, yeah, I'm sure that it would be much better performance. But considering I'm running this on a 4K TV, 65-inch, this is pretty good input latency, man. Come on, it's not bad at all. All right, so I'm gonna exit out of there. And let me go and let's try another game. Let's close this game. Let's try, for example, see what else we have. Let's go to PlayStation Now. Let's try some more games. Remember, I'm doing a review. This is how reviews should be done, in my opinion. I show it to you in real time so you guys get to see it. You know. Again, you have to keep in mind this is a streaming service, so keep in mind that it all depends on your internet connection. Some of you might have a very low-end internet connection, and I don't recommend that you get PlayStation Now because of your slow internet connection. And I recommend to everyone that, number one, check your internet connection. If you have like 24 megabits per second, you'll be fine, but make sure you use your Ethernet port. Make sure you plug it in the wired Ethernet cable that goes into your television set or your PlayStation 4 Pro or your original PlayStation 4. It doesn't matter. Let's see what else we can try here. Red Dead Redemption, I think I showed that to you guys. There's Silent Hill Collection, HD Collection. Let's see what else they got. Let's go through them. Ratchet and Clank, Batman 2, Superheroes. There's some indie games as well too here. But there's something for everyone, you know. There's RPGs right here. Game of Thrones, Alpha Protocol, Mars, bunch of RPGs. Got action games, Asura's Wrath, God of War. They got all the God of Wars, man. They're all in here. Heavenly Sword, that was a great game. Alien Range, I don't know what that is. But let's see Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Let's see how well it works, how well it responds. Let's try that out really quick. Tekken Tag Tournament 2, I think it was originally released on PlayStation 2, right? I think so. So, like I said, I would like to see PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games put in the library of PlayStation Now. If they can bring that PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 library of games, then to me, $20 it gets justified easily. Right now, I mean, would I recommend? The only way I recommend PlayStation Now is if you don't have a PlayStation 3 and you would like to go play some of the old PlayStation 3 games and you have a really great internet connection and you're going to be using a Ethernet wired connection, then I guess yes, I would recommend it. But if you already have a PlayStation 3 and you got a bunch of those games on your PlayStation 3, then there's no reason, honestly, for you to go ahead and have this. I don't have a PlayStation 3, so for me, kind of, I get a little bit of benefit, but I still think $20 is too much for a month. You know what I mean? If they would lower it down to $10 a month and then they add PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games, like those exclusive titles of libraries that they have, if they do that, if they put Gran Turismo 1, 2, and 3 and do all of that and put all these games in there from PlayStation 1, Grand Theft Auto 1, 2, 3, and 4, if they put all of that in there, man, all these library games, Siphon Filter and all of that, man, if they do that for $10 a month, then yeah. But I would even pay $20 a month if they have the entire library of PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 games with PlayStation 3 games. If they put all 3 consoles library games in, then I would have no issues, man, no problem with $20 a month. But for right now, it's just too much to swallow for what they have. Granted, they have a lot of PlayStation 3 games, 450 plus PlayStation 3 games, which is great, but come on, man. Where's the PlayStation 2 games? Where's PlayStation 1 games? I mean, why aren't they there? Like, what's the deal? Now, I heard that the Microsoft was thinking about doing the same thing, doing their own streaming services, but I don't know what happened with that. I also heard that Nintendo was also looking into doing their own streaming services, but I don't know what happened with that. So, I mean, the bottom line is this: out of all the streaming gaming services that are available out there, and from what I know, there's about maybe 3. There's the GameFly, and then there's the NVIDIA GeForce streaming, which kind of sucks. Really, it's bad, man. I tried on NVIDIA Shield; it really sucks. And then you have GameFly, which is really not that good. PlayStation Now seems to be probably the best choice. The only thing that's kind of hard to swallow is that $20 a month. You know what I mean? But like I said, if you don't have a PlayStation 3 and you're like me and you just want to check some of these old games, then yeah, I guess it's worth it. And you have a really good internet connection. Let's do an offline mode. Let's do a couple of battles. And the input lag, it's really not that bad, honestly. Sure, there's some input lag, I'm not gonna lie, but it's really impressive considering you streaming this onto from some server out there onto your TV that's a 65-inch 4K TV. And the qualities are really good, man. Let's choose somebody randomly here. Who? I'll go with her. So all in all, in my honest opinion, I only recommend PlayStation Now to those who don't have PlayStation 3. And they have PlayStation 4 and they never owned a PlayStation 3 before. So it's kind of like, it's a nice addition to your PlayStation 4 Pro to see some of the games you've been missing out on PlayStation 3. And the input lag, it's really not that bad. Honestly, here, let me show you. It's really not that bad, man, honestly. I mean, input lag, it's present, but it's not bad, man. It's really not that bad. And honestly, the quality for this upscaled 4K TV, I'm also impressed by that too. Because remember, this is a 65-inch, and they have to upscale those 8 million pixels to fit the screen. And on top of that, it's being streamed from somewhere else. So I would say Sony, technically, on the technical side of it, they did a good job. This is definitely the best streaming gaming service you can get out there. I don't know if there's anything better than this out there right now. If you can find something better than this, good luck. You know, I haven't seen it yet, and it works really well. Okay, let's do one more round. And the quality is surprisingly is good too, man. You know, for a streaming service. Like I said, if you walked into this room that I'm in right now, and if you saw this, and you're like, hey man, where's your PlayStation 3? I would say, man, I don't have a PlayStation 3. It's just PlayStation Now. And another cool thing about PlayStation Now is you don't need to have a PlayStation 4 to play it on. You don't have to turn your PlayStation 4 to play it on. You can, if your TV has that app, PlayStation Now app, which most Samsung KS8000 and Sony TVs have it, you can go ahead and play it on Samsung or Sony. They do have the PlayStation Now app. Or you can play on your PC, man. You know. So you have a lot of variety of options on how you can play PlayStation Now. As you can see, I mean, the quality is really good. What you guys are seeing is what I'm seeing, and it's really good for streaming. Alright, I'm going to end this right now. I'm going to go do one game. I saved the best for the last. I'm going to do that Nightmare edition from the Undead Nightmare from Red Dead Redemption. We're going to do that last. There's also Castlevania, Harmony Despair. There's that game. There's Silent Hill Collection, which is cool. I like that as well. There's Resident Evil, but they have all of the Resident Evils, man. They got the Overkill Extended Cut, which is cool, which is more like a rated, mature version. They got the Ghostbusters, House of the Dead 3, Akiba Strip. They have that as well, which is pretty cool. Undead and Undressed, you know. So they got a bunch of games, man. Devil May Cry, Classic HD, Dead Rising, Resident Evil HD. There are really a lot of games. But I know what you guys want. You want to see, as I promised, this is what you guys want. They also have the Jurassic Park. They have even Heavy Rain, man. You got Heavy Rain, Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, 4. But let's go to the main event here. This is what you guys want. Let me go to... Let me see if I... Oh, yeah, they also have the Dirt 3 and Dirt Showdown, which is pretty cool, man. Dead or Alive 5, Last Round, Dead Rising 2. They got Formula 1. Infamous, they got all of the Infamous. Injustice, Gods Among Us, they have that as well. But what I'm looking for is Red Dead Redemption. Here, they even have Metro Last Light, man, for crying out loud. They even have that Metro Last Light, you know. They even have that. So if you're into Metro, you want to revisit it, they got that as well. I'm looking for... They got Uncharted, they got that as well. I mean, they got a lot of games. All of the Virtua Fighters, Ultra Street Fighter. They even had the old one, the Final Showdown Ultra. No, the Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown. They got that as well, man. They got Warhawk. But let's go to the this one right here. This is what you guys want to see. Hold on. If I can find it, man. I don't know where the hell is it. Alright, there's Red Dead Redemption. I need to find the undead. There it is. So let's start this up. Like I said, plenty of games. They got so much on there, man. But again, you know, my complaint is I would like to see the entire library. I want to see all 3 consoles. From PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2, all the way to PlayStation 3. If they can implement all 3 consoles, including PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, then that would be great, man. Because I do want to play those old classic PlayStation 1 games. I do want to play those old classic PlayStation 2 games and all of the PlayStation 3 games. With all 3 consoles, entire library, oh man, yeah, you can take my $20 a month. I don't care. Because they already nailed the technical aspect of it, and it works great. If you have a good internet connection, you're nothing to worry about. You're gonna be fine, you know. So I like that technical aspect that they fixed, and that's the very important part, because you do want to have 0 lag. You don't want any of that freaking lag, and Sony had mastered that, and they give you good quality as well. And you see, like, under a minute, man, I was ready to go. This one was like under a minute 20 seconds, whatever. Online multiplayer, let's do a single player. Let's just play it. Undead Nightmare. Here we go. This is going to be the last game I'm going to play on here. Alright, let's create a new save game. Alright, let's do that. Continue. And the cool thing about the cloud server is, if you played on your PlayStation 4 Pro on this app, you can continue on your other device and play the same thing that you played. All of your savings will be saved onto their server, their cloud server. So you'll never have to worry about, oh, where did I play before? Like, where did I stop? It's going to remember what you played before. It's going to save it automatically for you. So you'll be able to continue where you left off. It's going to be on a cloud server, so it's always going to be there. That's pretty cool. You know, I never played this. The Undead Redemption. But as you can see, the graphics and everything looks great, man. Again, you would be mistaken thinking that I'm playing this on the PlayStation 3. The quality really looks good. But again, the quality will depend on your internet, obviously. You know, like, what type of internet are you using? What type of internet connection? But it looks great, man. The quality is really good.
Damn. Mother. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say, damn this awful son I've raised with his highfalutin ways, and his shame that his mother swears like a sailor and sews like a blind man. Is that better, your lordship?
Much better, mother dearest.
Oh, good. So glad, my darling. When you've finished your university education and are far too good to even acknowledge my existence when we pass on the street, and you gently kick me aside and begging old crow out of the way with your highly polished boot. Well, think of me kindly at least, will you, my son?
I'll try to, mother. I'll think, that woman I just kicked, that used to be my dear old potty-mouthed mom. Maybe I should bother to kick her harder.
Dear boy. Oh, I am so proud of you. Get off.
That's hilarious.
Father's here. Maybe you can beat some sense into it.
I know, it's funny. I never played this, and now I'm really loving it, man.
What's going on out there? Them dogs going crazy, and wolves
wolves howling, birds flying.
Well, it's just the storm, John.
Maybe. Uncle make it back yet?
I thought he was with you, off drinking in the fields. I mean working, as you call it now.
He went into town a few hours ago after we busted that hammer working out in the meadow.
Well, he's probably holed up in some place of ill repute, waiting for the passing of the storm.
Well, anyway, you guys get the idea. Like I said, you know, PlayStation Now, it's definitely something worthwhile for you if you don't have a PlayStation 3. I don't have a PlayStation 3. I sold my PlayStation 3, and so to me, this is worth the price of the admission. My only two complaints, as I said earlier, are I would like to see PlayStation 1 library games and PlayStation 2 library games get put into the PlayStation Now. With all three consoles, I think that would be a great deal. And then I wouldn't mind spending that $20, honestly. But if they would lower it like $15 or $10 a month with all three consoles being implemented, all of their three consoles library being implemented into a PlayStation Now, I think that would be a great deal. But again, also remember, this is something you're streaming, meaning that the experience of PlayStation Now will depend on your internet speed. What type of internet are you using? Okay, so it will solely depend on that. Well, it's been about 41 minutes. Hopefully this review of PlayStation Now, it's 42 minutes, gives you an idea what you can expect to see. How I touched on the importance of your internet speed connection, and also the importance that you use your wired Ethernet cable. You know. But all in all, that's it. That's my review of PlayStation Now, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Have a good one.